Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Jacob and Jacob podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Robom, joined as always by my co-host, Jacob Hare. And today we have an extremely special guest, former Chargers head coach and current Lions offensive coordinator, Anthony Lynn. Coach, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for being patient and having me on. I'm sorry it took so long.
No problem.
All good, all good. We're happy to have you. So, Coach, let's start with a question about the transition from LA to the Motor City in Detroit. How has that move been, and what's Detroit been like so far for you?
I'll tell you what, the weather here is starting to get nicer now, so I'm able to move around a little bit. But this is a beautiful city. I've never spent a lot of time here before. I know they have a lot of great golf courses, is what I'm hearing. You know, and in the off season, that's something that I love to do is golf. And I don't know, the music industry here is off the charts. Food has been good, restaurant life. So I'm just kind of learning Detroit a little bit, and I love the fact that it is a classic sports town. You know, you have every professional team here, and the fans here are very supportive and loyal.
Have you had a chance to go to a Pistons or Tigers game yet?
Not yet, but I do plan on going.
So what made you interested in going to Detroit and being on head coach Dan Campbell's staff?
You know, I've known Dan for a long time. When I was a position coach for Dallas Cowboys, Dan was on that staff. And Dan carried himself like a coach, prepared like a coach. And there were just certain guys that I would always target to talk to about life after football, about coming into coaching. You know, that's what Coach Walsh did to me when they walked up to me in the locker room and talked to me about coaching. And here I am today. But, you know, I talked to Dan, I talked to Aaron Glenn, and he's here as a defensive coordinator. And so, you know, I thought I was going to sit this year out. You know, I was going to take what they call it a gap year. You know, I've been on the sidelines for 46 years. It had been a fall since I haven't been on the sidelines, you know, like I said, for 46 years. So I was going to just take some time off, travel, and maybe go visit some teams, learn some new things. But when Dan and Aaron called, I could not tell them no. You know, I know them too well. And I was excited as heck that he got this opportunity. And I just want to be here to serve and help him.
Mm-hmm. So when you took the job, Matthew Stafford was still on the Lions roster. Did you know going into the job that Jared Goff would be your quarterback?
I had no idea. No idea. And I knew there was some things going on with Matthew and that he may not be here, but I had no idea what we were going to do and who the next quarterback was going to be. And I'll tell you, I was in LA with Jared. We practiced against those guys every year during training camp. I got to see him up close in person. And he was number one pick in the draft for a reason. Mm-hmm. You know, he has a lot of talent. He had a lot of success with the Rams. But, you know, that came to an end. And I'm looking forward to helping him rebound and start new here in Detroit. And I believe we're going to have some success here with them.
Yeah, I'm a big Jared Goff guy. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks. Yeah. He's one of the most elite quarterbacks in the NFL, and I'm excited to see what you're going to do with him. So I'm sure you guys have been talking already this year. What have you been telling Jared about your offense so far?
You know, that's exactly what we've been talking about, just introducing him to our offense. And, you know, I want to be his offense as well. I let him have some say-so in the offense. And, you know, it's just different terminology. It's the same concepts, just different terminology and how you want to go about it and how you employ it. And he's been very good. You know, he's been a student of the game. He's learning a lot. And we talk almost every other day or every day. You know, he's in California now with a group of guys, and they're having their own little mini camp. And so I look forward to getting those guys in the building full time and working with them.
What's it like having to work with a quarterback who's unfamiliar with the playbook and sort of getting them ready for the season?
You know, it's what we do. We're teachers. We're coaches, but a big part of coaching is teaching. And, you know, and we're teaching right now. And I tell you what, our quarterbacks, that whole room, they're just eating it up, you know, the information that we're giving them. And so that's been really cool to see, the buy-in.
And one player, we're both Philly natives, and one of your players, your running back, DeAndre Swift, is a hometown kid of Philly, and he went to the University of Georgia. What makes a player like DeAndre so special?
You know, he has a lot of versatility. You know, I like to break my backs down into A-backs and B-backs. You know, A-backs are my guys that are going to run between the tackles and they're going to block, and they can just do multiple things. 4-minute offense, short yardage, goal line. My B backs are more like my speed and space guys. Guys I want to get one-on-one in space, and I think Swift can do a little bit of both. To be honest with you, I like his versatility.
For sure.
So let's turn back to last season for a minute. Tyrod Taylor was the quarterback coming into the year. He was hurt sort of I think it was week 2 before the game. And then Justin Herbert came in and took over. How did that situation sort of unfold? And what was it like from a coaching perspective?
Tell you what, Justin Herbert, I mean, everyone knows that he's going to be, it looks like he's going to be a great one, to be honest with you. I don't use that word great too often. I think people confuse great with good a lot, but I do think he's going to be a great one. But the way he handled that situation, we came in, we didn't have an off season. We didn't have a preseason. And Tyrod Taylor was our starter. And he took most of the reps with the starters. And so there was a lot about our offense that Justin just didn't know because he didn't get a chance to rep those plays and those concepts. But he came in that second game. I think the ball was in the air. Kansas City had kicked off. And I got the word, you don't have a starting quarterback. And I literally had to go over and tell Justin, you're the starter. He thought I was joking. I said, no, Justin, you are the starter, and just threw him on the field. And that's kind of how he got his first start. And I just think the way he handled that was just outstanding. He got better every single week. He learned more of the offense every single week. And he's going to be a fine player.
And how was Tyrod as a mentor to Justin?
Well, I'll tell you what was even more impressive than what Justin did is how Tyrod handled that. Tyrod, he was one of our captains on our football team. He's a winning quarterback in the National Football League. He's one of the top 1 or 2 quarterbacks in taking care of the football. So he was no doubt a bona fide starter. But when this happened and I decided to stick with Justin, Tyrod became like a helper. He was a supporter, and he didn't pout, like a lot of people would have done. He supported Justin 100%, and he did what was best for our football team. And a ton of respect for Tyrod Taylor and the way he handled that situation.
And immediately going into the game, you saw that Herbert built a strong connection with wide receiver Keenan Allen. Could you see that connection brewing in practice at all, or was that something that picked up in the game?
Keenan Allen he's known for his receiving skills, but he is one of the best blocking tight ends in the game. Mm-hmm. And I tell my receivers, if you block in the run game, I'm going to target you. Mm-hmm. So he had to target Keenan Allen. He had to develop a relationship with Keenan because I was going to target him a lot. So that's the reason why he caught 100 balls a year with me.
So one more player on the Chargers last season, running back Austin Eckler. Obviously, high expectations going into the year. He was injured early on, but when he was on the field, he was electric. What makes him so special?
He's just a special human being. And, just the way we got him in LA, he was not on my radar. I was looking at another back after the draft to bring in, and one of our scouts knew about him and got him on the roster. And, he came in my office. I didn't even know his name. He said, what do I have to do to make this football team, coach? And I told him, I said, go see the special teams coordinator because that's how you're going to make the team. And that's exactly what he did. He just kept making plays on special teams. And by week 4 in preseason, we're getting ready to play the 49ers. And I said, put him in the game early. I said, this kid's one of our top 5 special team players. I got to see if he can play running back. Well, he went in and played running back. He just let it out. And so the rest is history. But self-made pro, very professional, hardworking young man. Matter of fact, spoke with him earlier today. I told him I was getting ready to address our rookies, and I was going to use his story because I think it's inspiring, especially for the undrafted young men.
Now, you mentioned your rookies in Detroit. Obviously, first-round pick, Penei Sewell. How excited are you to get him on the football field for the Lions this season?
Tell you what, I was very excited to get him. I was afraid he wasn't going to be there, but he was. And we got our guy. I only went to one pro day, and that was his. I want to get my eyes on him. And just for a man that size to be that powerful and move the way he moved, the future really bright for him. So, we're all excited for him.
Yeah, that video in the draft room when General Manager Brad Holmes selected Penny. He was going crazy with Dan Campbell. I mean, you already knew that Penny was going to be a special player, and I'm excited to see him in that Lions offense because, I mean, he's a guy that's been talked about since, I don't even know, 2018. So you guys really got a generational talent, and I'm excited because also.
Well, I don't want to jump the gun just yet. I mean,
Yeah,
I get to play one National Football League, so let's hold on for that Hall of Fame. But we're gonna work really hard. We're gonna develop him, and I'm glad we have him.
And now, what about a guy that's lesser known than Penei Sewell, but I think he's going to have a great impact this season? St. Brown, a wide receiver that you got in the 4th round. Why did you guys select him? And what jumps out?
We were looking to create some more depth at the wide receiver position, and he happened to be there in the 4th round. And he was a top down on our board, and our personnel department, Brad Holmes. They work hand in hand with Dan, and we knew about him, and they made that call, and we were happy to get him.
For sure. Yeah, and so, Coach, I want to shift a little bit. So,
sure.
Okay, so you were the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers last season. Now you're the offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions. What are the pros and cons of compared to being a head coach and to an offensive coordinator?
It's a good question. I do believe from the first time I was a coordinator, I'm more seasoned now. Even though I was the offensive coordinator the last 4 years, I was always involved with the offense. Mm-hmm. And so just more experience, more time on task, my second time around. And I think that would pay off.
For sure.
So we mentioned earlier before we started talking about the school that you helped build in Tanzania. Tell us about that and sort of what that meant to you.
And that was an unreal experience, and I was glad I got a chance to do it with my family, my kids, my wife. It was just, going over there, and building a school for kids that desperately needed it. It's just the appreciation that we felt, and I'm just excited for those young people. And Robbie, a good friend of mine, and from New York, had been talking to me about doing this for years, and I kept putting it off, and then I decided to go. And for whatever reason, I was always too busy. I decided to go, and it's probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It's definitely one of the best experiences. But I plan on, I don't want to just build the K through 5. I plan on seeing the whole project through K through 12. I have goals to build an athletic facility over there, soccer fields, fitness rooms, just so they can experience what the kids over here experience. Because it was unbelievable that those young people did not have that experience already.
That is unbelievable. I mean, to anyone else who hasn't seen the ESPN Sunday Countdown story on Coach Lynn's school in Tanzania, I mean, it's a must watch. It almost had me tearing up because what you did was incredible. So, and another thing about that was when you built that school, can you tell us, have you been back since then, since your first trip, or did COVID show?
The pandemic hit, and we weren't able to go back. I was planning on going back the following 3 years. May have an opportunity to get over there this year, not sure yet, but with this COVID and the pandemic, it's been pretty tough to get back.
And what about the kids over there? Have they been able to use the school this year, or has COVID affected them?
No, they've been in school. I constantly receive videos of the kids. We just put in a playground, and these kids have never been on a swing, a slide, a merry-go-round. We had to spend a day just teaching them how to use the equipment. Let me tell you, once they got a hold of that piece of equipment, they were like pros, man. So it was cool to see that, and we're working on getting our second well on the property done. So it's still a work in progress, but I look forward to getting back over there soon.
And are you hoping to bring any of your current players with you for this project?
I've had a lot of players ask if they could come. My first time, I wanted to go see what it was going to be like. I had never been to Africa before, and so that was really my first time. But now that I kind of know the lay of the land a little bit, some guys have asked to come. So if they want to come, so be it.
How have you used your platform to sort of spread awareness about some of the problems that they face over there and sort of enlighten other people about it?
Well, we have a foundation, the Lynn Family Foundation, and my daughter runs that foundation, Danielle Lynn, and she's doing a heck of a job with that. But just through the social media and fundraisers that we put on, we just try to raise awareness of what's going on over there because, I just charity doesn't have any boundaries for me. Believe it or not, I caught some flack for building a school over there and not doing it over here. I kind of feel like my tax dollars have built a lot of schools over here over the years, but it's something that I feel like they desperately needed, and at some point it may impact our country. I do believe a leader will come out of that school that's going to impact Africa. So I just we just try to bring awareness to the project anytime we have a fundraiser. And like I say, on our Lynn Family Foundation website.
And besides the school, what else has the Lynn Family Foundation been able to do?
We work with Hugs Cafe. It's a unique concept where they work with disability young adults. And my niece happened to be one of those young adults. And they just teach them life skills, and they employ them, and they work at this cafe. And they've built 3 or 4 of these cafes in Texas, and they're trying to expand in California and other states. But I remember when the lady brought the idea to me. Initially, I said, "Ma'am, I think you have a great heart and understanding of what you want to do, but I do not believe this is going to work." I just, building a cafe with young people with disabilities, serving food. I didn't see the vision like she saw it, and thank God she didn't listen to me because she's been very successful with this concept, and I'm trying to help her build more of these. I just think it's great. And just to see what it's done for my niece, she has some disabilities, but she goes to work every day, and she feels like a normal American. She gets a paycheck, and she works for that check, and she has developed a lot of life skills with this program.
Yeah, I mean,
and then there's young warriors in California, fatherless boys. I could relate to that. I grew up without a father most part of my life, and so just mentoring those young men. And with Jason Hill there and Eric Dickerson, that's been a great partnership with that group, and we're trying to build that program in other places around the country. Just listening to the young boys and their testimonies and how this program has helped them and impacted their life, it's been outstanding. And I can relate to that because those were football coaches for me that helped me along the way and kept me on the right path.
For sure. I mean, and speaking about that coffee shop, there's a coffee shop near my house that does the exact same thing that you're doing. And it's great to go in and I was talking with someone who worked there recently, and they were saying like how great this experience is for the people that get a chance to work there. So it's a really cool opportunity.
It's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And it's great what you're doing, Coach. I mean, you're so charitable and so kind to everyone. So we also really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. And thank you again for coming on, Coach.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.